Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. My name is Nabil. Been doing cold emails for over 6 years. Worked with many different clients across many different industries. Some guys are just starting out, guys that are doing 6 figures, 7 figures, even 8 figures, right? So today I wanted to make a video about overspending and not getting enough results. Okay. So this comes on the back of I had a conversation with a client of mine just last night where he told me he's spending $6,000 a month on lead generation, and he was booking like 20 or 25 calls a month from it. And I was like, bro, you're spending $6,000 a month. All right, so let's break this down real quick, right? Let's grab my trusty calculator, right? So he's spending $6,000 a month to book, let's just say, 25 calls, $240 per call. Now, this is okay. This actually doesn't look that bad on face value. But the part that really started, confusing me was I was like, but you're sending cold emails. How are you spending $6,000 a month on cold email? That's where we dive deeper into it, right? So as I start diving deeper and talking with him, he told me he's paying me $750 a month to send 42,000 emails per month. I said, okay, fine. That is a necessary expense. Then he tells me he's spending $2,000 a month on clay credits. I said, okay, that sounds a lot. Then he has $2,000 on a team. I'm like, okay. Then he's paying for Alex Berman Mastermind, which is good value, I'll be honest. You guys can check it out if you want. $497 a month. I told him to keep that one. And the rest of it is just miscellaneous costs. So all of this was coming up to about $6,000 a month. And I asked him, what are you using clay for even? What are you using it for? He tells me, oh, for personalizing emails. I said, show me one. He shows me one. This is not the one he showed me, but I went into his account and just pulled this one at random. This is the personalization he's paying $2,000 a month for. Hey, Greg, running Gainesville Dentistry Co. since 2022. Way to go. Okay, I'll give it credits, like it fucking rhymes, but like $2,000 for this? You call this personalization? Like my blood pressure was rising when I saw this. Like I was like, bro, you're spending $2,000 a month for this? And then he's telling me that he has like 1 month or 2 months to really turn this around with the cold email because the cost for acquisition is too high. And I was like, okay. Let's break this down. I told him immediately, we can change this email copy, but before we even change the email copy, let's talk about that personalization, man. Let's get rid of it. He goes, what? No personalization? I'm like, yeah, no personalization, bro. I send over 1 million emails a month with no personalization. I'm doing perfectly fine. You're out here sending 42,000 emails a month with this, like, I don't even want to be rude, but just like some of the worst personalization I've ever seen in my life. It doesn't even look personalized. It looks fucking generic, right? So you're spending $2,000 a month to send out generic emails. Doesn't make any sense. Then he's like, all right, fine. But, I'm also using clay to scrape leads and this and that, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I got you, bro. Tell me any niche you want, right, that you would use clay to scrape. And then I showed him a process, which I'm just about to show you right now. I told him, here's what we're going to do. We're going to cut clay out of the mix entirely, and I'm going to replicate it inside of N8N. Personalization, we don't need it, okay? What we do need is leads. So I told him, instead of paying clay $2,000 a month, I'll give you my N8N workflow, which will literally scrape out all of Google, and you can run this, and it's going to cost you like, I think, $30 a month for N8N, plus to actually scrape the stuff out using a serper.dev is the one I'm using. You get 2,500 queries for free, but if I show you the pricing, it's like 50,000 credits for $50. So basically $50 to scrape out 50,000 leads. It's so cheap, bro. It's so cheap. So you could literally use this N8N workflow, right? $30 a month for N8N, and you can use it for 100 other things. And then you're going to pay like $50 to serper.dev 50,000 leads for $50, man. Right? It's insane. So, anyways, he asked me to give him a tutorial so he can show it to his bosses. I tell him, sure, give me an industry you want. He tells me stem cell therapy clinics. So I was like, all right, cool. And I made a video on how to use this end-to-end workflow, and I'm also giving it away for free for anyone that wants it. You can check out my profile. Um, it is a little bit technical to set it up. I explain in the video how to do it, but if you are like my client who doesn't want to do it, just send me a message and I'll be more than happy to kind of build it out for you inside of your business, where you can literally just click one button and you'll get your leads. Okay. So if you want me to build it out for you, just send me a message. I'll do it. Otherwise, if you want it for free, you can just watch the video and piece it together yourself. So all you have to do is just you put what you want. So I'm just going to scrape these cities because he only wanted like 1,000 leads. So I'm not going to scrape too much. But you can use this for as many leads as you want. You could put every single city and state in the USA, and this will just keep going until it grabs everything. So, all right, my list is done. I'm just going to hit execute workflow real quick. And then we're going to give it a minute to execute the workflow. And you can see it'll take a few minutes because it's going like search by search. So let me pause this video and I'll just resume it when it's done. Or actually, I thought, as it's doing it, I can kind of show you. Like right here, you can see it's already putting in the results. And if I scroll down here, you can see like, yeah, it just popped in more. And which is going to pop in some more in a second as well. There you go. And it's just going city by city and it's just bringing all the results. So you can see it's still running. It's done nine cities so far. Okay, now it's done 10. And I think I put like 11 or 12 cities in the list. I think I put 11, yeah. And boom, there you go. I think that took like 20, 30 seconds to go through the 11 cities. And right here, you can see I have all the results. I have more than 1,000 results right here. Right? He only needed 1,000. I got 1,081. So once you have this, right, then I told him all we need, right, is another tool called anymailfinder.com, right? And you're just going to come over here. And if we look at the pricing, it's very cheap. It's like for 1,000 leads, $49. Let's just say we want 2,000. $89. So now let's tally up the costs, right, of my end-to-end workflow versus Clay. Let's say, right, Clay equals 2,000 a month. Okay, let's be fair and let's say 1,000 a month because 1,000 would go towards scraping leads and 1,000 would go towards personalization. Okay, 1,000 a month for scraping leads. End-to-end workflow from Nabil, right? N8N equals like how much is N8N? I think it's like $30 a month or something. Let's see real quick. Just choose cloud unless you know how to self-host and stuff. But monthly, okay, $24 a month. This is the one I'm running. I'm running the starter because I'm a beginner on N8N too, right? So, but $24 a month, okay, for N8N. Then serper.dev, you're gonna pay like, let's just say you're gonna pay $50 for 50,000 leads. So let's just call it $50 a month. Okay. And then we got any mail finder. And let's say we're going to, maximize and get our 50,000 a month. It's $499 for that. Okay. So if we choose monthly. So let's add it on here. Let's say $499. Jeez, man. It's up in my Google Sheet. But yeah. $499 a month for 50K leads. Okay. And that's if you maximize. If you don't take 50K, then obviously it's a lot cheaper. You can see the pricing here. If you only wanted like 10K a month, you're going to pay $200 a month. So, this is kind of variable pricing as well. But if we're just going on the high end, right? So now if we compare it, right, my workflow versus Clay's for scraping leads, you're going to pay 24 for Anyden, 50 for Serper, which is 74, plus the 499. So it's like $573, right? Per month. And the crazy part is, like, he wasn't even getting 50,000 leads for this price. He's getting less than 50,000 leads for 1,000 a month, right? So, bro, even if he was paying 1,000 a month for 50,000 leads, I just took his cost from 2,000 a month to 573 a month. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, let's just put it back to 2,000, right? And let's just keep it at 573. And to simplify the math a little bit, let's just say previously client was paying 6K a month to run cold emails. Immediately with my fixes, we dropped that to, if we remove the 2K a month for Clay, and we could probably cut some expenses here in the team and stuff like that as well. But immediately I could drop that down to, realistically, man, I could get him sorted for $750 a month, plus the $497 for Alex Gorman's mastermind. Like with my fixes, we can drop that down to $750 plus $497 is what? It's like it's like 1,243 or something. So, something like that, like 1,243, something like that, right? So from 6,000 a month, I can drop his cost down to 1,243, and we're actively doing this right now. I told him, like, this is why I just scraped this list. Like, I'm gonna show this to him, and he's gonna be like blown away. I already showed him a tutorial on it yesterday, but he was like, "If you can give me 1,000 leads, let's go. I'm down." Right? So I'm gonna take his cost from 6,000 a month to 1,243 a month. Now let's say, right, he's gonna pay 1,243 a month to send the emails, and he's gonna get, let's say, the same amount, 25 bookings. His cost went from like $250 per call to $49.72 per call. Like, I don't want to be rude and say, like, the client is stupid, because he's not stupid. He's a very smart guy. It's just that he's made a mistake here where he thought that he needed all of these like high-tech tools and this and that to, like, do cold emails properly. But then when he got introduced to me, he realized, like, oh, I don't really need to spend that much money to have success. Because the problem is, just because you throw money at a problem doesn't mean it's going to get resolved, okay? Like, a good example of this is, every time I make a video, pretty much you see me wearing like a Ferrari hat. So it should be pretty clear that I love cars. I love Ferrari. I'm a big fan of cars, driving, motorsports, drifting, everything. I drive myself. I race myself. I watch races. I watch drifting. Like, in my free time, all I can do is think about cars. Sometimes I can't sleep thinking about cars, right? And so, as an example, car racing and stuff, like, which I really wanted to do it as a hobby, right? It's very expensive, because just buying the car alone, a good car, like, let's say if I want to join like the Porsche GT Cup or something, car alone is like $300,000-$400,000. That's not thinking about how much you're going to pay for tires and maintenance and pay for the races themselves and travel and all this other stuff. So easily, probably yearly, you can end up paying like $100,000 to $500,000 a year just to compete in these races, right? And I'm like, okay, that's a lot of money. So I started thinking, like, okay, well, how can I do this? Like, how can I at least start, on a cheaper budget and then work my way up? Because at some point, sure, like, you need to start investing in more expensive things. You have to. There's no way around it, right? But it shouldn't be like in the beginning you just go all out and you're using everything professionals are using. I was like, okay, well, I could probably not join the Porsche Cup and join like, some other kind of endurance race where they use cheaper cars, where maybe instead of paying 300,000 for the car, I pay $5,000 for the car, right? Significant discount. Then now that I'm paying $5,000 for the car, tires are cheaper, parts are cheaper, labor is cheaper, and also because everything's so cheap, instead of paying like 50, 60,000 for a few races, maybe I can just go to a track and pay like a few $100 per race. It's a cheaper way to get into it. You know what I mean? Like you have to start somewhere, right? You have to start somewhere, and don't just go straight to the top and think like I need all of this stuff, because you don't. Start small. And I say this to every client. I'm like, start small, right? Start small, get some results. Once you're getting results, start to expand on it, right? So, anyways, the crazy part is my client, he's been spending $6,000 a month without me knowing for the past like few months, and I only found out last night. He's not a done for you client of mine. Otherwise, I would have really fixed this up quickly. He's a member of Alex Berman's mastermind, so I'm only coaching twice a week, and he doesn't really show up to the calls, but he messaged me. He's like, I have a problem. So I said, okay, let's talk. So I only just found out that he was spending $6,000 a month to run this. And I was like, bro, that's too much. Shouldn't be spending that much. And when I showed him everything, he was like, bro, you're telling me I could have just come to you and we would have done the same thing for like $1,200 a month? I'm like, yeah. He was like, bro, it's like, please help me. And it's okay, right? Like if he had come to me in the beginning, I would have just told him, bro, don't spend that much money. You don't need to, So, anyways, moral of the story is, don't go out there and think that you need to spend lots and lots of money to have success with cold emails. You really don't. Like, even I have clients that are paying like, $150 a month or $300 a month that are having great success, So you don't even need to be like this client where he's paying like, he's going to be paying like $1,200 a month. Like, if you're just starting out, you can spend $150, $300 a month, because I'm giving you like everything you need to have success with cold emails in these packages, And then obviously we've got more advanced packages for people that are making more money, but that's like, when you know what works and you're ready to go to that next level, like, that's the place we should be at. But bro, you're just starting out. Start small. Start to gradually build up. Like the same analogy I gave with the racing. Instead of going straight for the Porsche Cup and buying a $300,000 car and putting in all this money and fees and maintenance and blah blah blah, I start with like the cheaper option, because you know what? Maybe after racing for a while, I find out that okay, yeah, maybe I don't want to do it that much. Maybe it was just like a one-time thing. Obviously, I'm not like that. I love cars so much I can't sleep thinking about cars. If you put me behind the wheel, like people are scared to give me the keys to their cars because they know how I'm gonna drive. I drive like fast and hard, but that's me. So I know I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna love it because I've been doing it myself for a while. In like private areas, of course. Parking lots and this and that. Like, and I'm not doing anything illegal. If the FBI is watching, I'm not doing anything illegal. But I know I'm gonna enjoy it because I've already been doing it, right? But the point I'm trying to make here is just like, don't think that if you have a problem, the solution is just throw dumb money on it. Sometimes that is the solution, sure. But in this case, definitely not. Like, the same thing he's spending $6,000 a month for, I rebuilt it for $1,243. And really, I could drop that a little bit more. Like I could probably drop this down by another $400 or $500 a month. But, like, for his use case, this is enough. Like, if he spends $1,243 a month and he gets even just 25 bookings, $50 per call, it's good enough for him. His margins will be very good. His bosses will be very happy, right? But Anyways, that's the point I'm trying to make, is just like, don't go wasting money on expensive tools when you don't need it. Okay. I get it. Maybe you're not very technical. You don't understand cold email at a high level like I do, because I've been doing it for like 6+ years. So I know all the things, all the pitfalls. It's okay. You can message me for free and ask my opinion. I'll give you my opinion for free. You don't even have to pay me money. I'll just tell you my opinion for free. You can watch my videos and learn for free. If you want to accelerate your learning, then you can pay. You can pay me. You can, pay for some of my software, and you also get your cold email coaching and support. But it's like, if you don't have money or you don't want to pay, ask me for free. I have no problem helping people and telling them, hey, don't spend money on this, spend money on this. I want to see you succeed. Because if you succeed with my knowledge and my advice, I know that naturally over time, one day you will come and you'll repay the favor. You will become a customer. I've had many people who I helped them for free, and then they got some results with my free stuff, and then they came later and they paid me. And they were like, hey man, if your free stuff is this good, your paid stuff must be excellent. Which it is, right? Like, if I can give this stuff away for free, and this is not even like 10% of all the knowledge I have, right? This is just the basics. So imagine how good it's going to be when you pay me, right? But the point I'm trying to make here, right? And I said this like probably a few times, but it's just like, don't go wasting money on things you don't need to waste money on. You know, that's it. Anyways, end of story. Hope you guys found it useful. And if you're interested, feel free to check out gocoldemail.com. It's my baby. It's the company I'm growing the most right now. But yeah, appreciate you guys. Have a good day. And like I said, if you ever need any help or advice with cold email, message me. Happy to help.